Hello, my name is Matthew le Cordeur, and I'm the Just Energy Transition Research Manager at Krutham. I'm a panelist on exploring strategies to accelerate the adoption of CNI solar and storage solutions in South Africa, that's taking place at the CNI Solar and Storage Summit from 19 to 20 November. So in South Africa, we are seeing a boom in private sector generation investments, and these really are taking over the public procurement process. But after load shedding ended 7 months ago, we saw a sudden decline in private sector projects in the beginning of this year. And this has suddenly changed in the third quarter of 2024, with 2 gigawatts of new private generation being added, including a 475 megawatt solar PV project in the Free State. There seems to be a realization that with Eskom's proposed 36% tariff increase, the cost of utility scale electricity will continue rising. And so the risk factor identified for investing in renewables has shifted from load shedding to high electricity prices. However, the rate of CNI solar and storage expansion should be much higher than this and needs to be as a driver to enable Eskom to decommission its coal power plants faster to meet our 2030 and 2050 carbon reduction targets. Those bring in the challenges affecting solar and storage expansion in South Africa, and they include a range of things from regulatory to infrastructure to financing issues. So, for example, while the Electricity Regulation Amendment Act has been signed but not ratified, the NTCSA, that's the transmission wing of Eskom that's been unbundled, their progress on an independent market operator and wheeling framework has been slow, and the market operator launch is expected in 2026, while the full transition is expected by 2030. Excellent process on reform. It's just taking a little bit of time, and that's going to be a challenge for CNI as they ideally would want that to be faster because it will benefit them in the long run. Then the other big issue is South Africa's transmission infrastructure, where we face a 14,000 kilometer backlog, which needs to be met by 2032. That's critical for those wheeling issues, and that impacts CNI projects. So, for example, a CNI project based in the Karoo that needs to feed electricity to Gauteng relies on improved transmission. It doesn't help that the NTCSA's leadership still has that old Eskom-centric approach where they want to control the procurement processes. Both National Treasury and the Electricity and Energy Ministry are really big on bringing in a procurement model such as ITP, which stands for Independent Transmission Procurement, very similar to the REAP model, to bring in private sector faster to scale up this process. And if we can get the two meeting and see this as an opportunity, we could meet that backlog. But we are expected to see a hockey stick effect where it takes quite a while for them to build, and then suddenly in the last 5 years or 3 years to 2032 it peaks. So there are going to be delays again for CNI, and that's going to be a challenge. Another one is municipalities. They are key to electricity distribution, but they face financial and operational constraints, aging infrastructure, limited capacity for distributed generation, and inadequate grid investment hinders CNI solar connections. Revenue losses from customers shifting to renewables further strain their ability to maintain and expand infrastructure. So with the New Era Act not yet fully in place, NERSA can't start its tariff reform process, and this is crucial to balance fair cost recovery for licensees while promoting renewable energy and ensuring a secure, diverse supply, especially given its expanded authority to set and approve tariffs in a competitive market landscape. Again, more delays. So businesses still rely on Eskom's coal-heavy power due to a lack of mandated carbon emission reductions and a weak carbon credit market. So they don't have any incentive or regulatory force to make them move to renewables. But South Africa's Climate Change Act, again passed but not ratified this year, will result in the introduction of sectoral targets. And this will strengthen the case for renewable energy. Again, it will help, but it will take time. So this all shows that reform wheel is turning, but it's turning slowly. Then finally, high capital costs driven by investor risk perceptions linked to all of those issues raise the cost per kilowatt hour for solar projects. And financing options like green bonds are limited. So South African banks need to really start thinking about tilting their balance sheets to help green financing expand. They need to go way beyond their sustainable finance targets to support sustainable CNI projects. These are the types of conversations that are currently taking place within banks. And so the conversation is going and there are plans afoot. But these challenges around the speed of action are really the key ones that are impacting CNI solar and storage. Come and join us then at the Maslow Hotel in Johannesburg from 19 to 20 November to find out more at the CNI Solar and Storage Summit. Thank you.